And as part of our 10-year anniversary in 2012, we formed the UK branch with Deacon Dr. Ikini as the chairman of the board of trustees. One of the things we do is empowering communities to achieve Millennium Development Goals. By January 2016, we'll be evolving to Sustainable Development Goals. We partnered with AfriHero in 2010 to establish the African Health Solutions Network. And then we came up with an initiative, Adopt Your Own Village. It appears the slides are not showing because you would have seen lovely pictures of what we do. And the rationale was that you don't have to wait until you have big money to make a difference. You could start small, and we put out projects that cost not more than £100 for people to do, not in my village, but in your own village. The steps for embarking on such a project are actually out there. One of the inspirations was when I went for the AIDS conference in Vienna 2010, and Bill Clinton said that during the Haiti disaster, they found out that the mean contribution to Haiti relief was just $50, and that came largely from individuals. He also said that for his 8 years as President of the United States, he released a lot of funds for developing countries. But it was after he left office and started the Clinton Foundation that he found out that a lot of the fund was spent not in those countries, in their communities, but on expatriate consultancy fees, travels, and production of documents that were rarely ever used. I also had an opportunity to give my question card to Bill Gates at the Vienna conference, and I asked a question which was selected. And my question was, how can we make wealthy Africans support health programs the way you do through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation? His reply was that he was encouraging philanthropy for health in countries like China and India. He didn't mention any African country because he didn't believe that Africans could do that. But I'm happy to say that recently, I think about last year, he visited Nigeria, and the former president, Jonathan, introduced him to Dangote and said, Dangote is the Bill Gates of Nigeria. Dangote now has a foundation and is working with a lot of rich Nigerians to promote health and other development projects. But you don't need to be a Dangote to make a difference. And that's why, after we launched the African Health Solutions Network in Germany, under the auspices of the Medical Women's International Association, we now have the Nigerian Health Solutions Network, which we launched in collaboration with the Sacramento University, when one of the visiting professors, Professor Uwazie, came to Asaba. Now, part of the problem we have domesticating these issues is the issue of corruption. And in my presentation, I have 2 slides on a choice to be transparent. Many Nigerians from diaspora actually come back home and want to make a difference, but they find it so difficult. There are just so many challenges, and so they give up. The message today is don't give up, because it is possible. I have been able to make a difference, and I know you can, and it doesn't take millions. The issue of corruption, there are several steps in which you can deal with that. The first step is to develop an impeccable track record from day one till the end of your stay in any particular position. Then you also need to be knowledgeable about your work and work with enthusiasm. I rose from medical officer to consultant, to medical director, to director in Ministry of Health, and finally to permanent secretary, in spite of my stand on anti-corruption. And so, it is very, very possible. And the last step, when there are 12 steps, is to be prayerful, because corrupt officials are often diabolic. I have worked under corrupt officials who got posted, and everybody said, it's because of Dr. Oseji's prayer this person left. Finally, I want to introduce my book, Maximizing the Benefits of Foreign Education. It's going to be at the stand. And in this book, we talk about skills transfer from developed to developing countries. Half of the proceeds from the sale of the book is to be used to support research in medicinal plants in Africa. We want to do what China and India have done, and they have removed medicinal plant technology away from the myth, and they have brought the science in it. And we also talk about mentorship. Mentorship which can be done in so many ways. You can do mentorship online. I did a master's in public health in health services research 2009 to 2010 in University of Sheffield. When I came back, I started a distance learning program and trained over 80 doctors and health workers online. So you don't need to have a big place to do it. Singapore improved because they had their people go to developed countries and come back and transfer technology. Dubai did the same thing, and you can do the same thing. By giving your time, skills, and materials, resources to contribute to the Nigeria of our dreams, you could be getting the best of both worlds. Thank you for listening.